Yay. I have my scarf on. Anyway, I left my hairband upstairs. It's okay. Good morning. Happy Thursday. You see how fast I ripped that thing off? Oh my God. Bananas. Anyway, good morning, Wakey Wakey. We are up and moving, honey. Um, so, first of all, I'm Katrina, the author of the book Krave. Yeah, I turn my phone off. Okay. So, I wanted to say, I'm hoping everyone had a great week so far. Man, I want to tell you what's going on so bad, but we've decided not to say anything. I'm gonna say we, husband and I, um, until the process is done. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you about the process, honey. Because when I tell you I'm gonna go in on this one person, believe me when I tell you. Because man, I'm mm, when I stop like that, I'm thinking because I gotta choose my words very carefully. Okay? But anyway, but believe me when I tell you when the process is over, I'm definitely sharing. Um, so I hope everyone had a great weekend. I mean, a week. I'm sorry. Going into the weekend, we excited about the weekend. Oh, got to turn the phone down. So I'm Katrina, the author of the book Krave. So let's talk about what I've been seeing lately with the churches. Now we don't know. I was raised in church. I'm very religious. I don't show it. I don't force my religion on no one. But I'm very religious. Uh, and sometimes you might see me cussing. It's okay. And sit up here and say he's working on me. Yeah, I cuss sometimes. It's okay. We all do it. So let's get to it. Hey, buy my book. We ain't doing nothing. You're gonna need something to read on the plane while you're on vacation this summer, yes? So let's get that while you're on a train or bus, riding up to my favorite city, New York. Hey. Um, so, but let's get to So as I'm going through, let me turn my volume up a little bit here because I know I turned it down yesterday. So I just want to make sure. I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn it up just a little. Okay. So as I'm going through, forgive me, the sniffles, the allergies, the pollen about to come back in. And I want to take the allergy medicine because it makes me so groggy and sleepy. So I try not to take it. Eventually I'm going to have to take it. So as I'm strolling through, our topic is churches. I don't know. I have told this story before about when I was like really in a hardship with my son, and we were going to church, and just trying to keep the faith, and you know, and if you watch these lives, you'll know I said this before. But so we in church, and I'm really going through it. I mean, I was a homeowner. Don't get it. I always been a homeowner. Sometimes, you'll have a little stash, and then when you don't know, when you buy a house, it's like this goes wrong, that goes wrong. The next thing you know, you paying for repairs and da 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 da, and then you gotta watch out for people trying to take advantage of you because you're a woman, and So bottom line, the money got tight. I mean, it got tight. So I'm at church, trying to keep the faith, just a little bit of faith, right? So the young man, I'm gonna say the church. I'm gonna do it. It was New Antioch. Um, I'm not gonna say the pastor's name, but so yeah, it was New Antioch, and I was really, when I tell you going through it, was going through it. Yeah, so they was the offering, and I had $3 in my pocket. I had a bus pass. My son didn't have to pay to get on the bus, so it was cool. And it was like, you know, offering time, and it's like, we don't want your one, two, $3. You can keep that. We look for seeds of $50 or more and all this kind of stuff. So my son turned around and was like, "Mom, that's all you got." And I'm like, so when I tell you that was mind blowing, because I was going to give my last $3, but clearly they told me they didn't want it. So I was just like, whoa. So I'm like, okay. I was hurt. I mean, I was went home to no food in the house. We were eating ramen noodles. That week, that 2 weeks was so tough. I think because my gas electric was so high, and we have to pay the gas electric, right? So I had to make an executive decision. We eat ramen noodles, but we be in the light, you know? So, yeah. So, needless to say, I never went back. That's how I got on to Joel Osteen from watching him on TV, which led me to Jamal Bryant because I started watching him on TV. And I would call that my church. So, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I see what we're doing. So I never went back. I'm saying this to say, when church make you feel a certain type of way, and then you have so many people out here, I mean, they are so ride or die for the church. And that's because that's your experience and that's fine. But I remember when we were young and we had our own family church, my great grandmother was appreciative of what offering she did get. I've never heard of her making someone feel bad because they didn't give. You understand? Or didn't have as much to give. So when I heard that, that was like so confusing to me. And I'm like, wow, so I'm walking back to the bus stop, just messed up. Like, I'm supposed to go to church, with a little bit of faith, you know. But now what I see today, at that point, I didn't know it was leading to stuff like I'm seeing today. It's about money. It's not about helping you through your storm. Because back in the day, we had pastors that would actually come to your house if you need to see the pastor, pray with you and help you figure out things. A pastor that you can touch. Nowadays, you can't touch a pastor. You can't sit down and have a conversation in the living room about your child that's straying or your marriage that you don't want to leave or your job that's driving you crazy and what to do, pastor, or your health and you need prayer. You, the pastors are so covered with the almsmen, if I'm saying that right. The almsmen, I think I'm saying that, I'm not sure. But I'll just say security if I'm not saying it right. You know what I'm saying. Figure it out. You're smart. So I'm like, if we get to the point, you want us to sit here and give you all this money, but I can't get a half an hour with you. Or if I go to the church and I'm paying tithes, okay, and then someone in my family is no longer here and we need a service. And then the church said, well, they're not a member, so they can't have a service here. Why are we doing that? That's why the funeral homes are making so much money. They're making so much money because a lot of people don't have a church home. So where do you wind up having your service at? At the funeral home, right? The pastor said, I want everybody to give me $20,000. I want $20,000. I'm sitting in my chair looking like I know he didn't just say that. Why would I sign a promissory notice to you to give you $20,000? How do you even know I make $20,000? Where am I supposed to live? Who's going to pay my mortgage, my rent? But you want $20,000 from your? Do you know what your members make? Why would I give you $20,000 so you can ride around in your Bentley and take care of your house? And I guarantee the bathrooms in that church are not up to date. The toilets are not up to date. I guarantee you. The hallways are sloppy because we've been having this building fund for a long time now, and the building is horrible. But I'm gonna tell you this: I went to St. Father Thomas Church on Loch Raven. No, McLean Boulevard in Maryland. And when I tell you, I just this is the time that I had stopped going to New Antioch. Um, and I just it was like a couple months in, and I just needed to be in church. I just needed to be there because sometimes we get like that. We just need to be in the house. And I was like, I don't have no church to go to. So I was on the fence with Jamal, but I didn't feel like catching a bus. I had to take like two buses to get there, and I'm like, ah. So I would just watch the service. But at that point, I just needed to be in church, right? So what I did was, oh, um, Father Thomas Church is on McLean. I could walk there. So we walked. Chad, I tell you what, I don't know if you know, but in there, in our friend's church, they they drink from the same glass. Child, my son almost acted a fool. He's about to get put out. He's like, I ain't drinking behind them. I said, boy, if you don't shut your mouth. So that was a little suspicious, but it was okay. But yeah. But when I tell you, I went to the restroom. I have never seen a restroom so clean in my life. Okay. All the toilets were. And you keep saying she's talking about these toilets, but I've been in so many of our churches and the toilets don't work. The water stream is really low. The soap smell like shampoo. But I'm gonna tell you, I went in the church, and when I tell you the bathroom, the church itself, everything was beautiful. Everything was clean. And when service was over, and it was, honey, let me tell you something. Service was only 35 minutes. They was not playing with it. They was about to go ahead at Sunday dinner. But you got to talk to Father Thomas. He stood right there at the door and said, do you need prayer? I was confused. And I was like, you got time for that? He said, I will always make time for you. This man didn't know me. We don't do that in our churches. Child. Yes, I was shocked. I even started crying because I was like, I've been going to this church and have never talked to the bishop. Never. Yeah, make an appointment. And then you're not even making an appointment with him. You're making an appointment with one of his minions. But anyway, and I'm going to tell you, when I talked to him, and I only talked to him for 10 minutes, I didn't want to hold him up. I wasn't used to it, so I kind of felt selfish. Like, this man got a line of people, and they waited patiently. Oh my goodness, everybody behind me waited patiently. So what you did was you stepped to the side, and it was like a prayer room. And he prayed, and let me tell you something. 2 weeks later, I got a raise on my check, and we had got a bonus for something, but it caught me up on what I needed and helped me buy groceries. And I knew it was because of his prayer. I felt different when he touched me. My hand, like, not bad touch, but I felt the warmth of it, you know. Now I'm gonna tell you, I can get past the drinking behind each other. I don't even drink behind my son, my granddaughter. Mm-mm, I don't do that. I do not. I just, I'm not that girl. I even use straws. I don't even put my mouth on cups in the restaurant, like coffee cups. I use a straw, even though the coffee hot. So y'all drink it. Take the straw out because it's hot, so it don't melt. Yeah, because the hot, the chemicals or whatever. But yeah, so that was different. And I went there for a couple. I mean, for a while. I would go, like not every Sunday, but you know, even with that offering, the offering is totally different. And then when I got something extra, I went up there just to give them something extra. You know, they make you feel, they made you feel welcome. And it was okay, if you're going through something and that they were there. Even the sisters. What? I did not get that from New Antioch. And I hate to say that. And like now, if you want $20,000, why would I give you $20,000? So you can buy you a plane and a Bentley? Do you do you even know if your congregation got food? Do you even know if the lights are on? Child. Now the pastor that want the tax returns. Who the you talking to? Why would I show you my tax returns? Y'all getting too comfortable, honey. And I'm gonna say it's not all churches. I'm gonna say at the rate we're going, I'm gonna say probably like I don't know. I can't even give a percentage because I don't know. Because all I'm saying is negative. Y'all want Bentleys, y'all want, you know, uh, planes, and so you and me give you my tax return, so you can see how much I'm supposed to give to church. Let me tell you something. I'm not in church right now. I watch Jamal Brown online. Um, I'm not with the Target situation because my views on Target is totally different because y'all act like we're not still working in there and we're college students, we're retired people who got bills to pay. So I'm really not on, I was never on the fence with the boycott because our people still work there. They need that job too. They need their health insurance. That's what you're not looking at. And I understand what's going on with diversity and all that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, we still are employees who have bills to pay, daycare, car insurance, rent, medical expenses. So I was never on board for the Target. And not because I'm in love with Target. And I was going to break up with them at Christmas. I was going through something. But you know how relationships do. We go through something, we try and figure it out. And I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's other ways to give. Because me giving you my tax return is not going to happen. Me giving you a promissory notice of $20,000 is not going to happen. Stop it. This is ridiculous. Right now, it seems like the church is a hustle. Make it make sense. Child, homeless shelters, they need socks, especially in the wintertime. They need coats, jackets. That's how you can tithe. You don't have to sit there and get the money to the church. Why? Because it's just going to the pastor because they ain't taking care of the bathroom. The parking lot messed up. That's not taken care of. School lunches. We got kids who uh, don't have good lunches, and when they don't have lunch at school or lunch money, they have to eat peanut butter and jelly. Come on with this. So how about you donate food to the school? That's a good thing. Nursing homes, you can do that. Take little things to the nursing homes like deodorant and stuff like that for the elders who can't get out. Child, there's so many ways you can tie. It doesn't have to be in church. You can help someone, even if it's just buying somebody a cup of coffee. They're sitting behind you in line. And now, if you see that order come up at Dunkin' Donuts and they should say $22, they tried it. No. But I mean, it's up to you. If what you're feeling, what your pocket's feeling, what your pocket say. If you got it, it's okay. But if the pocket say I can just afford to get them a small situation like 492, then that's what you do. But there's other ways to tithe or be a blessing to someone. Like if you go, like I was just um, writing at the hotel I go to write at. Customer service is great. The young lady at the front desk, I'm not gonna say her name because then you might know where I be at. But wonderful customer service. Hey, let me buy you lunch today. To me, that's tithing. Here's $20. Um, we had a gentleman come to the house, a contractor. He said, I already had lunch. I said, okay, well, let me buy you a small snack. Here's $20. Yeah, $20 is a lot. So I'm running out of 20s. Husband, I'm running out of 20s. Okay, so These are ways that you can tie it. And yes, it is about good customer service too, because you can say good customer service, here's $5 up. But but to me that $20 is that's my way of tithing, of giving back, whether it's a homeless person on the street. Let me tell you something. If you're a homeless person with Jordans on, you're not getting no money. I'm so sorry. Dude, stop. He had Jordans on with fresh white socks. Okay. Judgment free zone. But at this point, when we're in the church, we should not be having to give our right leg. And then we can't even have a conversation with the pastor. Make it make sense. Especially with these mega churches. When are your pastor gonna have time for you? He not. And I love the word that Jamal Bryant preach. I do. Because I like pastors who teach you. I don't like pastors who talking so much you don't understand what they're saying. If I feel confused and lost in your church, I'm not coming back. If you're not teaching me nothing, I'm not coming back. Joe Osteen, I don't consider him a pastor. I know he is, but he's more like to me a motivational speaker. That's I think anyway. So, but Jude will make you feel like you can build a house out of toothpicks. Like he's the best motivational speaker. And then when Tyler Perry was on there and he preached, oh my goodness. See, that's what I love, stuff like that. And then if I have it to give, I'll give. But don't judge me because I only got $3, honey. That hurt me. I was like, wow, like what the okay. No, wow. So from here on out, me and my $3 to stay home. And that's what I did. I started watching, what was it, ABC? Yeah. And then it kind of turned me off from the church. And like, oh, this is turning me off. I don't even want to be in the church, our church, because $20,000, are you crazy? $4 want to play. Are you crazy? And you're going to ride past your members while they're on the bus stop? I don't know. But like I said, remember, all takers, takers don't have limits. Okay. Not even some churches. They will keep taking from you and drain you. And I remember one sermon when I did start going to Empowerment Temple, because I did start going to Jamal's church. I stopped going when he left and went to Atlanta. He will tell you, don't you dare come up here and put your rent, your gas and electric, and your food bill in this basket. Take care of your house. And that's one thing I did like that he said that. He said, even if you don't have the money, just come touch the basket, you know. And if you can give, give. And we understand that. But to make somebody feel like crap because they don't have the money to give, how can I give you 10% if my rent late? I don't understand. You don't know what I have going on in my house, but you want me to give you $20,000. I'm telling you, they need to do something about these pastors. This is getting ridiculous. It's a hustle. It's a hustle. Anyway, child, like I said, it's other ways to tithe. Figure figure out who you want to tie to. Or what about the House of Ruth? You know, or donating food to the homeless shelter. You can do that. Buy groceries. I know it was real cold outside, and I was driving. Wasn't past my house, but it was like it's where I live at. It's not a bus thing going on, but ways down the road, and there's a lady on the bench, and I wanted to take her some food. She was gone, so I was hoping that she like didn't pass away or whatever. But um, I think because it was cold that the police found her shelter or whatever. So I'm hoping that was the case. I haven't seen her, so I hope she's okay. But if I see her, then hey, here's a love offering. Here's some change. Um, Go get you something to eat, or take her something to eat, or like a hot chocolate, or when it's really cold outside. But anyway, let me say something. You do not have, don't listen to me, but I'm just saying, it's other ways to tithe than going to church and have to show your tax returns. If you show your tax returns because you want to be a part of this church, something wrong with you. Seriously. Because there's no way on God's green earth. No way. But anyway, crooked. And then you got so many people that's brainwashed. They're brainwashed and they say, no, it's okay. You got rappers out here. Yeah, I said it, Ron. You got rappers out here charging $300 for a concert, and it's up to you to pay for it. And 9 out of 10, if you've been watching some of these rappers' concerts, they're not selling. But then you have rappers who do more for a church, do more than the church. So don't do that either. Don't compare a rapper to a church. You don't go to the rapper for guidance. Are you crazy? You go to the church for guidance. But then you might as well charge a fee to be a part of the church. Let me get off here. I'm running my mouth. Child, I go to this place that's going to give me some change. Anyway, have a great day. Be kind to one another. Pass on the act of kindness. Make sure you eat some breakfast. I think I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Anyway, have a good day. Bye.